So we open with the fact that Jim has already lost his engagement ring, like he never had a drive to marry you. Or your mole, Chrissy. Or your mole. Chrissy, how you replacing a ring when you ain't got one yet? Girl. You sitting in the joke. I mean, then again, it's not like you have any money. He's just buying this crap for himself, really. Chrissy talking about, if he doesn't do what's right in an amount of time that's fair. Girl, you better get ready to clean up that dog poop because you ain't getting crap. Because that's the only crap you're getting. Chrissy just showing him rings and he coughing, desperately looking longingly at stones that will never be on your ring finger. It's sad is what it is, but you've waited 7 years and I guess after another decade, you're still the same idiot. So she got herself some earrings with his coin to make herself feel better. You should have pawned them and that way you could have saved your home from foreclosure. Or maybe you just should have put that money on your mortgage. Then again, it's Jim Jones' foreclosure. It's not like you're his wife or there's any legal responsibility. Just the girlfriend getting evicted. Well, foreclosed on. But you're still put out either way. Out. Oh, Lord. So now Emily trying to get on. She said, I'm going to get my own apartment. She telling her kids. Girl, Emily, you need to tell your daughter the truth. I love Fab, but Fab don't love me. So now we've got Olivia in a rental she can't afford with diabetic dollars pretending he can help her career. He said he ready to make money and not spend it. How you gonna make money with Olivia, of all people? Child, you make more with me. So Rich is like, look, these are the deals that are gonna be offered. You gonna get a little $30,000 in your pocket and the rest of it's going towards your project and studio time. And Lord, you need all the studio you can get with your non-singing vocal straining self. Rich said a $500,000 deal, you ain't got the followers, you ain't got the shows, and you ain't got the hits, heifer. You gotta start small. A small body of work. You're on your Lisa Ray, babe. Rich said you was signed to Clive, didn't pop. Signed to G-Unit, didn't pop. December, you saying it's doing okay, and that's being journalist. And Olivia gonna say, no, they see I can sing. We did not see that. I didn't see singing. I saw straining. December! Like, girl. Oh, Lord, enter fish-eyed Yander. Before she threw her life away for Mendici. My God, no. No. Not a Mendici. I don't think I'm gonna date you if your name rhymes with feces. It's so funny to see Chrissy whining about this lost engagement ring. You really should be complaining about the 10 years of your life that you wasted with him. Well, actually, the 17 years. Because you've been with him for 7 now. At this juncture. Okay, now we got Samaya, and she has an investor. Not a record label, an investor. And he said, okay, so where'd my money go? He said, oh, well, we got her looking right, and we had to get her some housing. Child, she should have stayed in that attic and kept that money for the studio. Then again, it would have been a waste of money. What? Now she got a tequila brand. Child, people just be drinking anybody's swill. I mean, how this heifer gonna have a brand when we don't know who she is? A hitless wonder trying to hawk hooch. Heifer, please. Maurice said, oh, we'll push the bottles and the music all in one, but there ain't no music. All right, we've got a showcase where we gonna hear these tired little tracks. So Emily's having a I got put out party. And he actually gave me a little money to get my own rental. Oh God, Emily said, I was a little depressed about my relationship. You've been a sad sack ever since you've been on this show. I feel bad for you, girl. I wish you had some self-respect. I wish you could love yourself and find somebody else who loves you, because it ain't Fab. But you know what? That's why you and Chrissy are so cool, because you're committed to men who ain't shit. And ain't never gonna treat you to anything. That's just the end of the sentence. They just ain't never gonna treat you. You will never be treated. You always gotta pay. Samaya gonna have Emily style her. Girl, if she ain't got taste in men, she ain't got taste in clothes. And the truth is, what did Fab ever look like but Arrested Development? Oh, Lord. It's 5:52. I'm not being that damn loud. Oh, Lord. So now we got Yandy in this jury line. Kimbellas' introduction. You've been tacky for a decade. You know what? You and Gabrissy should get along. She said she's a model, an actress, and a singer. Where? You got that Carly Red-ass resume. Full of lies. All right, now we getting on the double Dutch bus. Do you got your funky bus fare? Ho, it's Mama Jones. And she at somebody's apartment. They say it's a studio, girl. That's an apartment, and it looks like first floor. Oh, the producer said, you sure it ain't you? Maybe a little bit. You know, I feel like Chrissy's mole stays out of it, but I feel like Jim Jones and Chris, I mean, they're both, you know, they're both responsible. And they both coddled Jim. He went from Nancy washing his skid marks to now Chrissy washing his skid marks. None of these women have taught him how to wipe his own ass, which is why he was in foreclosure. So Jim Jones' mama's like, it's not bad that I'm calling you psychotic all through this song. I just need you to R-E-S-P-T, respect me. Oh, Lord. Yandy's tacky jury. And these tackier early 2000s fashions. So now we got messy Yandy saying, it's so crazy that Chrissy and Kimbella have never hung out. Well, Kimbella is an industry hoe. And Chrissy is, you know, the girlfriend that gets taken advantage of by the industry hoes because, you know, they be dipping into their little bag money. Now, Chrissy gonna say, my first impression of Kimbella is she had on jean panties. It wasn't appropriate. Well, you said it was all girls, so, you know, she could have her butt hanging out around some other women unless you wanted to snack on her snatch. I think Samaya might have. Or are you just jealous you couldn't pull that outfit off? You look your age. And weren't you about to go out in front of everybody on the last episode and try to seduce your man with a striptease and then beg him to marry you? So I don't know, Heifer. Now, Chrissy gonna say, oh, Kimbella's like a space cadet. She's not all there. Well, you're not all there because you're hanging on to Jim Jones thinking he's going to marry you. And here's the thing, Kimbella at least has a child by that man. What do you have? That's right, nothing. Not even a career. So Kimbella's snake self says, I've got to make sure I let Emily know that I had sex with her man while she was preggers. And dating, do you ever really date Fab? I mean, hell, Emily ain't even dating Fab. Girl, boom. So in the house of future foreclosure, Jim and Chrissy find out about Mama Jones' diss track she got on that double Dutch bus and said, you psychotic and I'm the M-O-T-H-E-R and in that order, B-I-H-T-C. Mama Jones rapped so that Mama D could sing and let her tooth fly out of her mouth. Okay, so let's get this straight, Emily. You've gotten your own apartment, but you rented a suite to have the party with the girls because you knew they were going to tear stuff up in your own apartment and you couldn't afford to have anything replaced. And you knew the show wouldn't pay for it. So Yandy shows up with Kimbella. But the episode's almost ending. I knew they'd milk this for 2 parts. Olivia gonna say she needs to not worry about him because he's clearly not worrying about her. Like your man who came on TV to just dispel the rumors that he might have been your man. He said it isn't, it wasn't, it ain't never gonna be. So after this emotional speech Emily gives about moving on, Kim says, yeah, girl, I was messing with your man when you was preggers. I dated him. Well, you're a loose woman, so I guess you'll use terms loosely. A one-night stand and dating are 2 different things, but I guess to someone like you, it's one and the same. So Emily takes it well. She's like, well, you're one of many. You look like the type of hussy he messes with. Glad I moved out, but I'm truly over it. However, Chrissy says, you know what, it didn't get ugly, but let me make it ugly. And so her and her mole get to yelling. So then Chrissy gets up and charges across the room. Yandy is really trying to hold her back, but she is giving early Nene moose charge, full shoulder, linebacker tee, scrimmage. And so first she gets at Kimbella and she pushes her back. And Kimbella's smiling and gets back up. Girl, you see, You needed to move. But child, then Chrissy gets up again and gets that pop, pop, pop. She could have been a boxer. That could have been your career. Ooh. Then Chrissy gets dragged off the couch in her blue shoe, her blue suede shoes. You think you Elvis, girl. They blurring out that puss. But then Kimbella comes back with a heel to the face. Heel to the face. I'm surprised Chrissy didn't get her mole decapitated. Kimbella gonna say, did Chrissy just sucker punch me? You got hit that hard, you have to question it? And you're a sucker, so that's why you got sucker punched. Well, let's get to some Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think we're on season 4.